65%. That is crazy. Zamperla appears to have finally figured out just how to keep Top Thrill 2 up and running pretty consistently. But what does that mean for the future of Cedar Point, and why I think we will be waiting longer for the next major coaster now? But first, some exciting news. If you're a fan of Dragonfire, Volcano the Blast Coaster, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, Wicked Twister, Son of Beast, Vortex, and a few others, then you want to check out my all-new merch site called themeparkbrandon.com. That's where you can find all of my merch, from the text tees to my Top Thrill tees to all my new line of these retro coaster tees, since I know a lot of you guys already have shirts and I greatly appreciate it. And since the site is brand new, I'm offering a great discount, 20% off for the next week. Go check it out. Now, back to Cedar Point and Top Thrill 2. I've said in past videos, before the season started, that if Top Thrill 2 can operate a good 60% throughout the year, that would be a huge win for Cedar Point. And it's at 65%. That's crazy. I mean, that is really good overall. I am extremely pleased and very happy that Top Thrill 2 hasn't seen any long downtime at all. Obviously the ride's so technical, it's going to have some downtime throughout the day, but I'm talking about a long downtime. I think the longest it's been down was maybe 3 days. So that's a huge win for Cedar Point and fans of the park, because Top Thrill 2 is absolutely amazing. And real fast regarding the uptime and the downtime, if you're on X, be sure to follow Theme Park Brandon, of course, but also check out Top Thrill 2 updates on X. This person goes out there and does all these really analytical based data for how often Top Thrill 2 is operating each day, how long it breaks down, etc. It's really kind of fascinating, so go check out their page. But this is really big for Cedar Point, and with Sirens Curse being added this year as more like a blanket, just in case, a safety net I should say, in case Top Thrill 2 had a big time downtime this year, Cedar Point really has hit a huge home run, or grand slam really, with opening up 2 new coasters in 1 year. Feels like the old Six Flags days back in 2000, when they added all these rides to Six Flags Ohio and other parks as well. But for them to be able to get Top Thrill 2 up and running, to pair that with how good Sirens Curse is, and I don't think anyone really expected Siren Curse to be that good. I think a lot has to do with the music and the whole experience. But Cedar Point has really done itself nicely for a solid 2025 season. As far as next year goes, that's the big question, because originally Tony Clark teased about, I think it was springtime, where he said they already have a contract for their new attractions coming, or new rides, whatever. A lot of us speculated that's going to be a flat ride package, possibly from Zamperla, which Cedar Point could definitely benefit from. But with having such a great year in 2025, and with Top Thrill 2 and Sirens Curse back-to-back new coasters, all the money that they spent on those rides, even though technically, Top Thrill 2 was a conversion and Sirens Curse was never meant for Cedar Point, I still feel like 2026 will be a park improvement kind of year. We're not going to see any major new rides. Maybe see some new food options, new restaurants, some cleaning up the park. Hopefully they can work on the overall staffing issues the park has, some parking issues as well. There's a lot of little things that Cedar Point could do, and they could take 2026 to really make the park so much better for the experience aspect of it, not just the ride aspect. But then, normally I was, in the past videos, I said 27 would be for coaster 27, 28, most likely 28, but possibly 27. But with everything going on with the whole company and the merger and all this, the uncertainty of where the company stands right now, I think if anything, we get a flat ride opening up. Maybe we get a flat ride that's relocated from Six Flags America. There's a few cool flats that the park doesn't have that they could possibly open up as their new attraction, or they can go with the new Zamperla rides. But with all the stuff happening, who's to say that contract that Tony Clark and them signed, whatever we want to call it, that could have easily been pushed to a different park over the last 6-7 months, whatever it's been. So there's so many different pieces to this merger where things are getting pushed and moved and shifted around. It's hard to really say who's going to get what and when they're going to get it. But as far as the next major coaster, 26 is going to be park improvements, 27 flat ride, 28 maybe a thrill ride. It would not surprise me at all if Cedar Point did not get their next major coaster until 2029. I hope it's 28, but due to how big and popular Sirens and Top Thrill 2 is, I think it's smart for the park and the company to kind of really invest in those two rides and bank on them alone for the next couple years, bringing in the crowds. And then once you start seeing the numbers, shrink a little bit at the front gate every day, then you look at, okay, when can we add the next coaster? Again, I wish it was 28. I think it might be 29. I know you guys love it when I do my percentages. I would go 60, 28, and then 40, 29. 40%, 20, 29. It's a great time to be alive, though, guys, because Cedar Point opened up 2 awesome new roller coasters that are phenomenal. Really are great. You got to go check them out. And then it's fun speculating about the future of the Snake River Falls plot of land. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, Brandon, there's no way Cedar Point's going to let that giant piece of real estate just sit there for a couple of years. Well, I hate to break it to you, but no one thought, including myself, Kings Island would do that for the Vortex plot of land, and here we are in 2025. It's still collecting grass and dust. So, and that's right in the center of the park too. It's going to be interesting. I don't love all the changes like you don't for the chain and the company, but just bear with them, bear with all the employees. They're trying here. So I'm very intrigued. I'm very happy that Top Thrill 2 has been successful. I'm very curious to see how it runs in the fall. That's the big kicker. Will it stay above 65% going forward, or will it dip below the 65% marker come the colder months of September, October, especially late October? Again, I really hope it stays open, and hopefully we can get 70%. All I know is the ride's fantastic. It's my favorite at the park, and I'm so happy that it's running so great. And if you want to know my full review on Top Thrill 2, check out the video at the bottom of your screen. With that being said, check out themeparkbrandon.com for all my merch, and let me know your thoughts regarding Top Thrill 2, and are you surprised that it's been operating at 65%? Let me know in the comments, and as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.